Russia has come out swinging against Donald Trump, and Melania Trump is in their crosshairs, and the stuff they posted, oh my God, they are pissed off. And I think what they're doing is they're showing Donald Trump that they know some things that he might not want out there. And the other person too, of course, who knows what's out there and is trying to do what they can to get what they need out of Donald Trump is Maxwell. And I had some reporting about how unusual it is that the Trump administration and Donald Trump took her out of a maximum security prison and put her into a minimum. Now, Donald Trump's also in cleanup mode. Look at this. Oh, Donald Trump's he's such a family man. Donald Trump loves kids. I think those kids need to stay at least 20 feet away from him. Donald Trump should not be near children. He should not be near a school. Donald Trump, if he were any other person, would be on a watch list. But instead, they're trying to show that Donald Trump loves kids. I mean, perhaps that may be true in a way that they don't fully intend to say. Now, we are witnessing the rehabilitation of not only Donald Trump, them trying to fix him with this Epstein problem, but they're also trying to rehabilitate Maxwell, who is a child sex predator. Here is Newsmax doing just that.
That's why I'm not taking anything without skepticism from anybody, especially the media, especially the government, especially the Department of Justice, and I don't care, quite frankly, who it's about, including Maxwell and to a lesser extent, Jeffrey Epstein, all right? I say lesser extent, Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to the sex stuff in 2008, all right? He's a dirtbag monster. Does that mean Ghislaine Maxwell is? I don't think so, folks. That's not the way our society works, not the way it's supposed to work at all. There is so much exculpatory evidence here that nobody understands, that it looks like the government kept from the defense, which is illegal, juror misconduct, you name it. And look at what happened in that court, right? Prosecutor pointing the finger, all right? Just remember this image for a moment, all right? Ghislaine Maxwell's on the left. It's COVID, right? So hardly anybody's there. And the attorney, the government attorney, doesn't have to wear a mask, pointing her finger right there at Maxwell.
And look at the chyron there. Comey's daughter was fired from Epstein case. Yeah, why was she fired? Because Donald Trump is trying to create the circumstance where she can get pardoned so she could get out of the way. So Donald Trump's personal lawyer, who's second in command of the DOJ, can talk to her without any pesky people who actually follow the law being around. Now, I just want to say that what that man said could not be more wrong. It's disgusting that he's doing that. But here is an actual victim of Ghislaine Maxwell speaking out against her.
She is a monster. She's worse than Epstein. She did things even worse than Epstein did. She was vicious, she was evil, and she was a woman.
Her lawyers have said Ghislaine Maxwell is not a Jeffrey Epstein, that she has been a victim of media spin.
They're doing their job, but I know that woman. I've known her really well. Put it this way. Epstein was Pinocchio, and she was Geppetto. She was the guy controlling
the strings.
Jeffrey. Yep, she was pulling the strings. She had his money. He had her contacts. But Ghislaine was much more conniving and smart than Epstein ever was.
Now, Epstein was asked by Michael Wolff why Epstein never came out with this information. And here's what he said.
I urged Epstein. I said, you should release these pictures. I mean, if for no other reason, I mean, and Epstein was already in trouble and already a figure which people were. He was already demonized. I said, maybe this will even help you. You can be on the side of right here. And I remember Epstein said, again, chilling at the time, he said, I may be a pervert, but I'm not crazy. And then he said, Trump is a man without any scruples. Chill went up my back then.
What do you think that means? My God. Not a man without scruples. Well, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is a liar, says she doesn't believe that Epstein killed himself. So now the only other people, I believe, who might know the truth around all this, Melania, Ghislaine, and Russia. We've had reporting on this channel that says that Russia may actually have evidence of Donald Trump's alleged crimes with young girls. And I think Russia is putting out a warning shot when they broadcasted this on state TV. Now, this is in Russian, so you got to actually, I know a lot of people listen, but if you're listening, pay attention and watch this because there's captions. And unless you speak Russian, then you're fine. But if you don't, then you're going to have to watch.
Победил, готовится во второй раз стать хозяйкой Белого дома. А вот так Мелания выглядела в 2000 году. Смотрите, обложка глянцевого журнала GQ. Будущая первая леди в неглиже лежит на шкуре. В самом журнале сексуальные фото Мелании у частного самолета и на его борту. На одном из снимков модель в бордовом белье лежит на синем ковре с изображением большой печати США, государственной эмблемы Америки. Как будто в редакции мужского журнала что-то знали заранее о будущем своей модели.
So it's really interesting that as this is all happening, that they're going after Melania Trump. I'm told by a contact in the Pentagon that this is also because Russia believes or wants their country to believe that Melania is one of the reasons why Trump is starting to go sour on Putin. I believe this is also them saying, hey, we can fight dirty. And by the way, we know where the secrets are. As I've said, the other person who knows where the secrets are is using it to their own advantage is Ghislaine Maxwell. And I think we're heading towards a pardon. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen. And CNN actually did some good reporting around why this is so unusual. So I'm going to end with that. It's disgusting this is happening. But I don't think there's going to be any winners out of this, to be completely frank. If Ghislaine were to walk free, it'd be like OJ. She would probably have a terrible life, one where she doesn't have any friends or family actually looking out for her, and would probably self-destruct. Donald Trump's clearly spiraling from this. Melania Trump's wrapped up in it. And I just say, good. Let them all suffer. Anyways, here is that report. If you like this video, please hit like. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
And, you know, she was moved to a low-security federal prison camp in Texas on Friday. This sort of transfer doesn't seem very common for someone convicted of again, sex trafficking, these types of sex offenses. What do you make of that move? What do you see in it?
It was definitely an unusual move. She was transferred sort of without any warning or notice to the public, at least, or the victims, as far as I can tell, from a low-security prison in Florida to a minimum security prison in Texas, what we sometimes call a camp in the federal system. That's a huge benefit. Look, it's still prison, it's still terrible, but it's a way better lifestyle for someone in a camp. And I think we can't ignore the sequence here, right? Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, goes down and meets with her for the better part of 2 days, and then she gets this benefit. And I think we'll learn eventually whether this was sort of in the ordinary course of business, which I doubt. And by the way, it would take a special exemption to take a convicted sex offender and put that person in a camp. So somebody here allowed this exemption. So whether it's coincidental, I highly doubt. It certainly appears as if she's being given some benefit for what she told Todd Blanche.
And so that was going to be my next question, because after Maxwell was transferred, the family of Epstein victim and outspoken critic Virginia Giuffre issued a statement saying, in part, it smacks of a cover-up. Just from, put on your DOJ hat for a little bit here, is there a strategic benefit to moving someone like Maxwell to a more minimum security prison in this case, in exchange for what they might feel is useful information? Like, is that a strategy that in theory could be used here?
You know what's so unusual here, Omar, is that DOJ ordinarily, I did this many, many times when I was a prosecutor, does give substantial benefits to cooperating witnesses. Now, there's a couple things that are different here. When I say benefits, usually it's a sentencing benefit. Usually DOJ will write a letter to the judge saying, this person was an effective, honest cooperator, therefore I recommend less prison time. However, when I say cooperator, Ghislaine Maxwell does not meet that definition. Cooperator means a person who has been thoroughly vetted, deemed to be credible, and somebody who DOJ has brought actual prosecutions based on their testimony. She's done none of those things, so she's already gotten a substantial benefit, yet without doing the things that you would ordinarily require of what I would consider a proper cooperating witness.